Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing something that I've been meaning to do for a few weeks now, which is finishing my ranking of the Star Wars on-screen saga, which will include the 3 animated TV shows, Clone Wars, Rebels, and Resistance, the 3 sequel-era films, which are Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, and the newest edition, and the first live-action Star Wars TV show, The Mandalorian, which I'm sure you've all heard about. So let's hop straight into that list, shall we? At number 7, Star Wars Resistance. Oh god. This show's bad. I'll be honest, if anyone knows me in real life, you know that I don't give up on shows until they're done. Like, I stick it out. I just couldn't with this one. I really couldn't. I got to episode 6 and thought, well, this is terrible, and gave up. Really easy. It was a really cool idea. If you've seen the synopsis of the show, that'll probably be the best way to see it, because I'm not very good at describing it, because I have tried a few times. And, yeah, it's just not that good. The idea, like I said, was amazing. Really cool idea, just really poor execution. But I will give it one thing. I did like the animation style. It was done kind of anime-ish, but with its own Star Wars-y flair, so good on them for that, for trying that. It's just the show just wasn't that good. Anyway, moving on to number 6. Now, immediately, this is where things get really hard to start ranking, which is why I'm putting The Last Jedi here. Now, a lot of you won't be surprised that this is at this level, but I really did like the film, actually. I wouldn't say I liked it, I just didn't dislike it as much as everyone else did. Like, they really screwed over Luke. Let's be real. They really did him dirty. I can see why he did what he did. He literally did what Master Yoda and Obi-Wan did once Anakin turned to the dark side, so I don't see the problem with that, per se. But I'm just, the whole... Basically, just Rian Johnson came in and kind of messed with the saga. Literally, he said the film was made to divide the fans, which is not what you need, really, for this franchise. You kind of need something to bring us all together and stop us all arguing. It's kind of what we need. So, damn it, Ryan. But Yoda's cameo was really cool. And on my old channel, I did make a theory video that that Yoda's coming back, as I saw... I saw a little report that Yoda's puppet was seen on the set, as well as Frank Oz, who originally voiced Yoda in the original trilogy and the prequels, and in the Clone Wars movie. Which reminds me, I need to put that on here too, so I'll actually put the Clone Wars and that together, because they're both equally good. Okay, moving on to number 5. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Again, people aren't going to be surprised this is so far down, but again, I really like it, but I really like the rest of the list a lot more, because, oh my god, there was so much fan service in the film, I could not keep up with it all. Really good story, too. The fact that, the First Order was crumbling at the seams, the Resistance was trying to take advantage of it, and it did work in the end. And, of course, Lando back in the Falcon after 40 years in universe. Just... yes. And seeing him not crash into anything this time, break the deflector dish off again, because, he's good at doing that, as seen in The Return of the Jedi. So yeah, really loved that film. Gotta be honest, you're gonna hear me say that a lot now. As again, I like all the rest of this list a lot. Now, number 4, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The first Star Wars film we had in 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. We thought the franchise was as good as dead. Then all of a sudden, Christmas 2014, a year to the day before the film released, by the way, the trailer dropped. It literally broke the internet. Seriously, YouTube just crashed because of how well... it just couldn't keep up with all the views. So YouTube crashed for, I think it was like an hour or two. And honestly, the film paid off. Kylo Ren was introduced, frankly, a really good villain. Obviously, not brilliant in this film because he was a bit of a whiny teenager, but, he had to grow, which he did, eventually. Han Solo returning. Yes. Leia as well. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Honestly, I just really liked that film. I rewatched it a few weeks ago because I am planning to do a whole review of the sequel trilogy too. But don't worry, the prequel trilogy will come after that. I don't know why I've done it in this order, but I just have. So, again, if you want to get into the sequel, if you want to get into the Disney era, watch this first, as it was the first thing they did. Except for number 3. Star Wars Rebels. Now, I'm not going to lie. When the Clone Wars got cancelled in 2013, my heart shattered. Like, big time. And then I watched the first episode of Rebels, which, well, actually, it was a pilot episode. I don't know if you guys remember that. But I thought, this isn't looking too good. And then I started watching Season 2. Then the finale of Season 2 happened, and I thought, oh, damn. They really did that, huh? They really brought Maul and Vader back for the... Yes. Well, Vader had been in Season 2 a bit earlier on. Then they had Vader and Maul in the same episode, which meant that, canonically, Anakin and Darth Maul have now met, as throughout the entirety of the Clone Wars, they didn't mix once. So, they never actually met until Season 2 of Rebels. And, of course, the Vader versus Ahsoka battle was just... Whoa, emotions were going loopy. Wow. Again, if you want an animated series to watch, watch Rebels. Now, moving on to number 2. The Mandalorian. It's not even finished yet, but oh my god. Wow. It's so good. Like, I'm not going to give any spoilers, especially for Season 2, but whoa, they are caught... It's staying separate from the rest of the franchise, but it's also bringing in the rest of the franchise too, if you get what I mean. It's like, it's its own thing, but they're not afraid to bring back some familiar elements quite frequently, so... And, of course, Baby Yoda is just too precious to handle. Like, oh my god. What's his name? Moff Gideon is a really cool villain, by the way. And, of course, Mando himself. Probably one of the best heroes I've seen in all of science fiction. In fact, one of the suit actors for the Mandalorian, specifically the one who does all the gun-slinging scenes, is actually the grandson of John Wayne. Does that at all surprise you? 'Cause it didn't surprise me one little bit. So yeah, Mandalorian Season 2 is almost wrapped up. I believe there's 3 episodes left. So if you want to watch it, I'd either start watching it now or watch it once Season 2's finished in 3 weeks' time. Now, for number 1, if you've been paying attention to this whole list, you know what's about to come up. Star Wars: The Clone Wars and the Clone Wars movie from 2008. Who's surprised this is at number 1? This brought back the franchise from basically nothing. It was 3 years after Revenge of the Sith. As soon as that film came out, the franchise was done forever. Never going to come back in any way, shape or form. And then 2008, the Clone Wars started. Brought the franchise back from the prequels, which weren't too well received at the time, although nowadays they've gotten a lot more praise, as they should. And I just fell in love with all the new characters, and fell in love even more with the old ones that got expanded, like Anakin. So cool. Obi-Wan. I mean, who didn't love Obi-Wan anyway? And of course, my 2 favourite characters, probably of the whole 2 of my favourite characters from the whole franchise, Ahsoka Tano, and my first Black Series figure, Captain Rex. Captain Rex is without a doubt my favourite clone trooper ever. Again, like Ahsoka and Rex, they aged like fine wine. They just got better with every single episode, every series, and I just love them so much. It's 7 seasons long, although the last 2 seasons added together make a full length season of the previous season. So technically there's 6 seasons, but they're 2 separate. So separate it how you will. But seriously, watch this if you wanna see what happens between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Watch this series, because oh my god, it's good. Now, that'll do it for this video, but this series will one day come back when the 10 new Star Wars TV shows start to come out. And if you want me to do some more Star Wars content, I might review some of the games. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, people, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels, comment, because why not? Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and follow Roxanne's blog and Twitter, and YouTube's in the description as well. All of that's in the description, I should say. And don't forget to share this video with all your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.